little bit early. What's up? Hi, Lauren. Hi, you at home. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. It's the Cars and Comedy Show. Tonight, that is exactly what we have for you, cars and comedy. Our friend comedian, writer, actor, comedian, Byron Bowers, is also a huge car guy, huge Porsche guy. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Also, we've got an East Coast feed. And luckily, the reason you all tune in, this pretty lady is here. Nicole is here. We're going to be talking about the Autoimmunity Foundation. We're going to be talking about you guys on Instagram. And all the way up in Canada, our friend, Producer Mike. Hello, Producer Mike.
This little pretty lady is up here as well, buddy.
What is that? Oh, you're a pretty lady too? All right, well, then we'll
Just
take it
today.
away. Kevin, you gonna buy a Beamer? How's it going?
Great. See you.
You too. Show. Didn't want to be late. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Oh, you look good.
Thank you.
When I see Campbell's Soup, I think of, well, Campbell's Soup, but I also think of Andy Warhol, but that's Give It the Beans.
Yeah. Stuff for this company I used to work for.
What was the name of that company?
It was called Donut Media.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Yeah, we did a lot of car stuff. It was a show called Miracle Whips, where I would try to find my wife of cars. Like, if I could drive one car for the rest of my life, which would it be? Check out those old episodes. That was like 4 years ago.
Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, they're on YouTube. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with that? I'm sorry?
I assume everything is on YouTube because I watch YouTube so much.
But I was just making sure. Some could be on their website.
Yeah, that's why I apologize. You know.
Oh, I got it. Welcome back. It's Tuesday, January 31st. 2023. It's just a date, but every time I read it, I feel like an older and older man.
Look,
I can't believe it.
It's going by so fast.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah. I still haven't gotten shit done that I was supposed to get done by the 15th. And I'm like, oh, this gonna go into April. I already know.
I don't feel bad for you. You hit goals. Like, if you allow yourself a 10-cent skate, you're gonna hit it on like 1 or 2. So I don't feel bad for you if all of a sudden you didn't achieve something really, really quick. He's a manifestation god. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
He's really good with that.
Yeah.
But I don't. I
You make shit happen.
That was part of the goal, is to write down the new manifestations.
Oh, and you didn't.
So
do that.
without that, then you just sitting there like, like these green lights. You just hovering through life.
Well, welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I was about to ask you, did somebody just drop a baby or
That wasn't
shit
you.
a bowling
I thought
ball
it
or
was behind your
something?
chair.
No, that was a thud.
It must have been next door.
Oh, next door? What the
We've been
hell
having
they got going
all
on?
day. Also, hey, one, I got a haircut. Yay, let's celebrate it. Finally. But we've had somebody. You're clapping for my
Yeah,
haircut.
because I remember what it looked like.
It was.
Shit, that's how my stuff looked though. In between projects, I'm like, oh, and then I get it cut. I was like, oh, okay. But before, when you get it cut, looking in the mirror, you like, why?
Yeah, I look in the mirror and was why, but the truth is it lasted about 2 more weeks than it should have because we had Lynn Woodward on here a couple weeks ago, and somehow she switched the thing. I was sitting over there, and she said, oh, no, you got a good Clooney thing going on. And then I was like, well, I guess we're keeping this for a little longer.
Which Clooney? Like George Clooney?
I know, I didn't see it either.
Clooney at Home Depot in Burbank.
Yeah.
No, just playing. No, it's good to wolf out. That's what we call it. It's good to wolf out sometimes because that way when you cut it, I don't care what you look like, you always look better.
So to step up.
Yeah,
I
it's
upgraded
like,
just
yeah.
by staying the same.
Just sometimes, like, your confidence get higher and stuff like that. You like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shower today.
The truth is, I was kind of empowered by the not doing anything with it. Like the whole just that fuck it mentality of just let it. You called it just go wolf, where it's
Yeah.
sort of like between projects.
But
you
that's
just
for
let
like
it grow out.
real ugly people that ain't got a choice.
What?
That's for like let other people do that. Who
I don't have
just-
to do that.
No. You got to look in your eye. You still could be like, if you cut it all real low, you back 23 years old.
Yeah.
So
If I cut the
mean,
gray out, I look pretty young.
some people got to cover up.
Oh, I see your point.
It's like nature's makeup.
I never thought of it that
Yeah,
way.
it's like you'll make a better caveman than a person that's in today's society.
That never occurred to me. Where sometimes all of that is the improvement.
Yeah,
Because it's hiding.
for some people.
Oh well, whatever.
So you lucky, man. Just give this man a razor sponsorship. That's what you do sometimes. Force me to cut it. Yeah, I look good, but I'm gonna sit on looking ugly until you send me some clippers.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You make it a that way you have motivation.
Yeah, make it a thing, even though it's bigger issues in the world. But in this moment in time, these hairs that I'm chewing on because they grew.
Oh,
so
I
long,
didn't care for that. That does get annoying. But
Yeah.
truthfully, the Letterman of it all did kind of wash over me with the, oh, you don't like it? Oh, maybe I'm going to keep it. That
Yeah.
whole thing. You kind of get a little.
I feel you.
All right.
I mean, look, I still got some stuff going on. Like, look, the bottom of my neck is uneven, and I'm the same. I'm like, screw it,
You
Look
won't
at the
you won't
bottom.
even. But if you start evening it out, isn't that when you cut your beard off? Because it's like it's this.
Or no, I just usually let it grow and just wolf out, or I just like screw it. It's like this little thing I have. Like I can't be too perfect because I'm not perfect.
Oh well, that's part of what was empowering about
Yeah.
I'm letting it go, so there's no fucking fake.
That's it.
I'm not putting my makeup on.
Yeah, you're right. Wow. It should be. But that's what it is.
How do you feel with your hair short?
I
Like
love
you
it.
don't have to do anything to it, and you don't do anything to it.
I don't know how to do it, and I haven't tried to learn. Like, this is it.
I like when you wear your hat, and then when you take your hat off, and it's all kind of like a little bit.
That's what I know. I was like, oh, But when I take my shit off, my shit be all fucked up. Especially if I do it around some black people, they like,
See, that's
like your mama, and I can hear my mother and my grandmother like, boy, what the hell you doing? But I just grew my hair out because of the pandemic. Like if you look at all my old photos, it's all short hair, and I grew it out and didn't know what to do with it.
It's the worst.
See, now this is where I'm an idiot. It didn't look bad to me.
I don't know what it looked like, and that's the beauty of it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Only if I'm around a person that's from where I'm from and it's all neat. They like it neat and cut, and I take my hat off, and their eyes will do like that real quick before they like don't judge nobody. I can see all the thoughts on their face, So
Everything they were gonna say, the Rolodex, like.
yeah, and they was like, "This is not my place."
When you said people from where you're from, do you mean Atlanta?
Atlanta, I was in Memphis and took my hat off at the Dr. King's thing, and you would have swore I shot Dr. King the way people was.
You're not celebrating the culture.
I don't even know if I should have said that, but Everybody looked at it like this. You could feel it. You could feel the looks, So I had a little scene on the bus. They got a bus in Dr. King's at the Lorraine Hotel, and they show you the seats of like the buses that was going on back then, and you get to sit.
The front and the back of the bus, whole thing? Okay.
And then you get to sit on the front of the bus, and the bus driver, it's a statue of him looking at you, and he cursing you out.
Really?
Like, get behind the line, because it was a line that said where you had to sit. And I sat in the seat. He was like, get behind the line. And I was like, shut your punk ass up. And then, like, I was really acting it out as if I'm living in today.
But it's a mannequin, right?
It's a fake. It's like a bronze statue. But then there's white people actually on the bus, in the back of the bus, behind the line, trying to see what that feel like.
Oh, okay.
And when I started cursing and stuff, everybody just looked like, what the hell going on? You know what I mean? I just acted the whole thing out. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you push the envelope. That's all right. That's what we love about you. That's comedy.
Yeah, it's comedy. It's comedy.
I mean, I guess we'll jump right into it because I've seen it a couple times. But speaking of pushing the envelope, I wouldn't even call it a comedy special. I call it your Byron Bowers special because it's a spiritual experience.
Thank you.
I find it to be a journey. I find it to be very educational, enlightening if you're listening the right way, and willing to open up. I feel like your special could be the microdose of the mushrooms that some people aren't willing to take to get there.
I agree. I remember building the hour, and I was saying to people who didn't or who was afraid to go on the trip, I just took you on a many version of a microdose. Like, people laughed, people cried, they felt good, they felt present. And I think that's some of the best things we could get from a microdose or any shroom trip, or life, because a lot of us sometimes aren't present in life anymore. We create things on social media and stuff like that. And I just take us back away from that with some crazy things.
A little bit of reality.
A little bit of reality. Like, somebody just sent me a photo from Ireland, and they don't even have the title on the special. They just got it, Byron Bowers.
Because the full, it's a spiritual N-word.
Spiritual nigga, as some people would put it.
You.
Yeah, me. If you racist, spiritual nigger with the R. And if you like PC, it'll be spiritual N-word, like looking inward, the pun of that. So, yeah, go on that journey, everybody. You're going to go on it either way, whether you want to or not.
You mean whether you watch your special or not?
Whether you watch my special or just live life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was like, oh, there's this manual, or what's his name, the fucking Scientologist with Dianetics. It's like, oh, there's this way you can.
Ron
yeah,
Hubbard.
If you just look at things this different way. Now, I'm not trying to equate it to Scientology or whatever, but the idea that you can expand your horizons and look at things with a different perspective, and then all of a sudden see the world differently, and perhaps then live your world differently, you live your life differently. That appeals to us. We're the type of people who like to be better every day than we were yesterday. Always growing, always learning.
Now, it could be better, be worse, but be present at being worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my girls say I'm selfish. Right. I'm like, am I selfish? She like, yeah. And I'm like, man. Then I thought I wasn't selfish. So if I'm selfish, then let me just go on, give me all of it then. I thought I was being nice by giving you a quarter of it. Give me the whole thing.
Yeah,
then.
if you don't like if you don't like me sharing.
Let me run with it. You don't like me giving you a little bit, just let me keep the whole thing, And I get to live with that for a while, then I give it back because she's right.
How do you figure that? Because she probably is, but I also find that as I get older, all right, I found that you need to be a little bit selfish. It's a balance. It's all a balance. Because I find that if I used to not take care of myself, and then I wasn't better for other people when I needed to be. Nowadays, I'm a little bit better about taking care of myself so that I can be a better me for like her and everybody else. I fail every day, but like that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my case, I mean, we had I grew up with we had our own stuff in the fridge.
Like you do your name on it and stuff?
In my family.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's unusual.
That's what I understand now. But it's still a thing if I make some rice, then I'm like, this is a part of me like this is my rice versus this is our rice. So I'm on talking about on the basic levels.
Yeah, I do understand. That's a little different.
So yeah, that's different. So it's just
So
breaking
you let
those.
her have one little thing of your rice and your share.
And then once we get past that, we maybe get past the half of the bed situation, and you know what I mean. So that's what I mean by being selfish. You know, like it's baby steps. But I'm an adult, and we've been together like 6 years. So it's real baby steps. I'm still crawling.
I thank you. I find solace that I'm not alone.
No, but every chick complain. My grandmother would complain, and my mother would complain about their dudes. So I thought that's just what it is. So nothing make me feel more than a man than my woman telling me how immature I am.
It's my phone that's going off, right? It's
I
your,
thought either
I'm
that
sorry.
or I was.
I don't know where it is.
But the ringtone made me daydream for a minute. But yeah, you're not alone, and you know it's just it's this. Those are like what they call, I guess, the battle of the sexes or whatever. So I'm supposed to be this way. If not, then I think I would be like a woman. But maybe that's an old school way of thinking. You know.
We're all figuring it out, I think.
I think all dudes are primitive in a way.
Yeah.
We play the
Why?
most primitive jokes on each other.
Why?
Because the type of some of the fun stuff we do sometimes is just, you know.
But then what makes someone not that way? Because I'm a dude anatomically, but I'm not into fucking any dude stuff. I mean, like, other than cars, that's it. I can't stand dick and fart jokes. I can't stand frat humor. I can't stand. I mean, like, anything that guys do, talk about girls and try to fuck girls and all that shit. I am not into any of it. This place looks the way it does because, like, of me and my aesthetic and whatever, you know. I'm way more feminine.
I still think it's still something within that is like, you know, that could be considered like, you know, primitive, like a little apish. You might just be more on the chimpanzee scale.
Oh, wild. That's wild.
It's
not even sex. Gorilla. We're staying in the family. We're just going, all right.
Yeah, you're just thinking more, you know.
I got a tail.
You're the one that can communicate with the humans. While the gorilla might the only way we communicate is like poop in their hands and throw it at people. You don't understand what that means? You know.
That's hilarious. Because I don't relate to any of that.
That's just my mentality of just observing. Even to me, the most primitive dude at times might do something that's a little. I seen a video of a dude on the red carpet in a suit, like pick his underwear out his butt and then like sniff it, but not aware that he was doing it.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just about the jokes and stuff. It's just like little stuff like that he might do, you know.
Well, that's a hell of a tell.
Well, you know, that's just what it was. I thought it was funny, but like, you know, I'm pretty sure if I was to talk to her about you, it would be some stuff that.
Oh, talk to her. Oh, go ahead.
Well, she don't have to. She just laughed. I already understand. She's doing a replay in her head of some stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, like I get set in my ways with stuff too, for sure.
That's a male. That's kind of a us sometimes versus the growth that, especially in a relationship that, you know, sometimes our woman might want us to do. They see it as growth sometimes, and we see it as you trying to change me. But only if you get the right female. You know.
Well, when we first, it's 5 years tomorrow from when we started this, whatever this thing is, and you were one of our first guests, and you had just started. You were somewhat new with your girl at the time, and now 6 years. You said
6.
All right, so I guess
7.
it was about
7 this year. Yeah.
Well, she was new to us.
Yeah.
How has your life changed in that time?
Oof, everything. You've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it as far as like me not just want to just hang out at the clubs all night no more and do stand-up, but just like thinking like, you know, not how can I take care of this person because I realize I'm not fully there yet, but how can I somewhat match this person and going through like the low self-esteem of that and then getting it together, you know what I mean? because her pace was such a faster pace. She probably was at the pace I am at now when we met. And then I was like, oh, I'm finna I can catch her. And then she like.
She sped up.
And I was like, you just do your thing, and I'm gonna support you as best as I can, for as long as I can. But I mean, a lot, man. I mean, I just did a cleanse, a 10-day cleanse while I was vegan for 10 days, and I was doing enemas and like I put something in my own ass. Only love could make you do something like that for the greater good of health. Cause I'm like, I gotta stick around a little longer.
We did that right before we got married. We went to the colonic place.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yep.
For
How long
same
ago was
reason.
that?
When we got married, it was 2013, so 10 years.
Wow. And that was the last time you did it.
We did it a bunch.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
That's
We
what
went
I'm
to the
saying.
same place that, God rest his soul, Larry Flint went.
Oh,
And
that's
so
hilarious.
he was always there right before my appointment anyway.
Wow. Wow.
Coming out in his wheelchair. Like that was a weird, it was a mental.
Smiling and stuff like.
And more like, kind of a.
That's something to
How's it
brag
going?
about in such a crazy way. But
And his
I'm
gold
thinking,
wheelchair, gold and red velour.
wow. I know it's a secret room Larry Flint went to.
I don't think so, because
He
that
did
was
the
in my
regular-
head the whole time. It was the same room.
Oh, for real? Did you photo it? Like
No, but it was like, I was like, is it still warm? I feel like it's still warm. I'm pretty sure it's still warm, and I don't think it was, but my God.
This the Larry Flint suite.
But we
right
talked about it, and she's like, yeah, well, because he's in the chair, and, things don't work. You need to, it's part of his routine. I said, oh, he's here again. She's like, he's here fucking 2 times a week.
here. Yeah, man. I'm glad I just had yeah.
So, all right.
I
you
mean,
didn't
that's
run
so
into him.
health-wise. My health has gotten better because there's somebody there that's like.
I don't remember. Did you used to drink? I don't remember. I mean, you would drink a little bit, but I don't remember you being like a drunk or anything.
No. I'm drunk off hamburgers. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Is that so you cut down on the junk food and shit like
Well, I take breaks. I sneak and do it. Like I eat it in the garage.
that? No, like this is 40 with the
Like it's
cupcakes.
Because she can smell it in the house. So if it's time, if we both doing something and I come off early, like I come off and go, like I just bought a pound of M&Ms.
And
I'm going hard. You know what I
already
mean?
got plans for them.
Yeah, I'll write it down doing the fast. Like I'm gonna go here and eat. I'm gonna go here and eat. I'm gonna get this. I want lemonade from here. Because everything when you can't have it jumps out at you. Like you go to stores you never been to before because they're health food stores. They might have lemonade made in Ohio by the hands of Ohioans or whatever. So you like, oh, when I come back, I'm about to get that cane sugar lemonade and stuff like that. So it was a time when I would just go to like fast food restaurants late at night, on that tequila, you know what I mean? And and then I would just eat it in the garage in my car. And
In
I
the
was
car.
Like, yeah.
So
Oh my
gross.
God.
Yeah. So the smell wouldn't get in the house.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense now. But
Yeah,
holy
because
crap!
the exercise bike is right there, right next to the car.
Just look at it while you're unwrapping your sandwich.
And I don't want her to get on the bike in the morning and be like, what is that? Because this smell hideous to people that don't
Oh,
eat
I
it.
see. She uses the bike. You don't want her to smell your hamburgers while she's using the bike.
Nah. But I'm
You're
like,
hilarious.
man. I'm like, and then if she do it, I'm like, it's worse stuff. When the doctor like, when the clearance doctor like, you can't eat that no more. I'm like, my friend died on fentanyl. You know what I mean? This burger, what is it? This is just a hamburger. I could be doing worse stuff.
Leave me alone, Doc.
Yeah, and they like, you want to do worse stuff? And I'm like, just let me get a fry. She told me I couldn't eat hamburgers like that no more, and I literally was like, hold on. And she was like, what? And I got on the floor. I just got on the floor and laid face down on the floor for a while.
Contemplating whether or not to do it.
No, something in my soul just hurt.
You knew you were going to do it. You were going through mourning.
Yeah. And then I got back up and sat down and was like, all right, continue. But it's just accepting the fact that, they're like cutting back. And it's like, vegetables.
You're hilarious.
And my girl
I
like,
think
you
if you
eat
was-
like a child. And I'm like, yeah.
Every time I've seen you always look young. You always look healthy.
Thank you.
You always look active. I would say you always look fit.
Well, that's probably the times I come around, but yeah. I mean,
I see.
It's a balance. It's a balance. When you're unfit, you're not getting out of the bed.
No, I totally. I
You
heard
sleep.
it. I heard it
it's
as you
bad.
said it.
No, but No, even at my worst, people think I'm lifting weights.
Okay.
Because my shoulders the way I gain weight, just in my face and in my shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So you look like you bulked up.
I look like I bulked up. So, but now I'm like I'm more thin and like, the older you get and you lose weight, you look sick. You notice that?
Yeah. Well,
So-
except for her. Everyone talks about how good she looks, which obviously she does, but it's kind of a crazy thing. She looks beautiful.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But for the rest of it, yeah, if I lose too, I start looking gaunt and like my face falls.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got that. I got health. I got my heart as far as like being more empathetic. I'm like, I understand why they call them a better half. Because sometimes before I go off on somebody, I'll be like, what will my lady do?
Oh.
And it's getting that more in your head now. And I'm like, damn, she done replaced my mama.
Yeah, that's probably true, right? That's good.
It went from, I'm gonna beat your ass when you come home to like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's like.
Does she lay the, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed on you?
Oh,
That one hits home. That one hits home over here.
I could see it. They didn't say it, but I could see it on their faces.
Well, I don't know what you saw. That was deep. Well, whatever noise it was came from a deep place. It got my eyes watering.
It was real.
Yeah. I don't know, man. She don't verbally say it, but maybe she does in a way. But my nonverbal communication off. So I just keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? But I'm learning. I'm a work in progress. But I see why it's important for when they say people should see couples growing up so they know. Like, I ain't see none of that. So
People should seek, so
Like,
that
yeah.
they know how to be and act and
Yeah.
be loving towards one another. No, I was
Yeah.
not exposed to that either.
no, so it's.
I don't know that you were either.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
You can be exposed to the wrong kind and not know.
Well, you'll know what you don't want when you're exposed to the wrong kind. But you ain't exposed to none of it. You don't know what you just.
As an adult, I think you have it where it feels wrong if you're not in the right place.
As
but
an
when you're
adult and separation. But when you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Agreed. So, but yeah, I mean, spiritually, I mean, we could just go on with the things that I've picked up, and I'm like, this is better for me.
I agree.
Relationships are better.
I loved you before, but I fucking love you now.
Yeah. You save a lot of time.
This way, no
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, because you're not out. Usually I finish a set 1:00. I'm like, yeah, I got 3 hours. Something might jump off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, it's somebody at home. This is like food. It's like the dog. It's like things to go home to.
You always have someplace else to be.
Yeah,
That's nice, I think.
I think so. Yeah, it's nice. And then if you want to go out and glimpse at something, you can. But then when the stakes get high, you like, I'm about to go home.
Actually, it's kind of nice. You've always got an out.
Yeah, you like, I'm about to go home.
You guys are
Y'all about
crazy.
to do what?
I would totally come with you, but I got to get home.
Yeah, nah, I can't mess with it no more. I boldly say that. You know what I mean? So, the pandemic was a blessing because my girl started cooking, and much as she worked, 14-hour days and stuff, she started cooking, and she could cook like her grandmother, and that was a blessing.
What is her nationality? What was her grandmother's cooking? What kind of food is it?
She's Israeli from like not of descent, but from there. But when I say cook like a grandmother, I mean like with like love and like flavor that makes you think of childhood. Yeah.
She's not just making food.
No, not like how I do when I put it in the crock pot and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, Sunday I made her some beans in the crock pot. That's how bad I can't cook. But I put the
Beans in the crock pot?
I put the beans on at 7. I went to go do a show, and I got back by like 11, and then I turned the beans off.
Baby?
Yeah.
Look what I did for you.
She was already asleep, and they would. You know
That
what I
sounds
mean?
like a long time to cook beans.
In the crock pot, you could do 8 hours in the crock pot.
Beans?
Yep, low temp.
Yep.
Oh. How
Well,
low
I
is-
put
how
them
low
on
is the low
high.
temp?
I put them on high. When I came back, they was on low.
Oh, so she messed with
She
your beans.
might
So she
have
cooked your
monkeyed
beans.
with it.
Well, you don't really cook.
Low on crock pots is like 200 degrees, right?
Oh, I don't know.
That's too
I'm
technical
asking.
for me. That's too
But I was
technical.
curious.
It's
so
like
thank you for-
200 and it's really low. You
Yeah.
can go up to, I think, 6.
Now, you could cook it for like 8 hours. If you
Just
stew,
heating
like,
it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean chicken.
I mean,
and
a
stuff,
sauna
but-
is like 190.
But it's good when it comes out. Like all the flavors mix, and it's like such a good thing.
That's what I've always heard.
Yeah, that's what you heard. You never experienced that?
No.
Not even being from
When I was a kid, they had, remember the round crock pot? Now they're all big and stainless steel and nice. But remember the old fashioned, like it was either mustard or orange or brown or whatever. We had one of those with the stupid thing on it. and
Yeah,
they would
you
cook
stew it.
Maybe a beef stew or something. But like that was before I was 6 years old. Like when my parents were together. Like I don't remember that. I couldn't tell you what it tastes like.
Oh man.
I think I've seen those things at like Goodwill or on Mad Men.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, it's good. It's good. That's all I can say. Try it.
Everyone's talking about the air fryer nowadays. Is a slow cooker the same as a crock
no.
pot?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slow cooker and crock pot are
Yeah.
the same. Okay,
Yeah.
but this air fryer is new, right?
The air fryer is
as
new.
far as
It's
I
just
know.
hot air, hot air on your food. It's just blowing hot air on your food.
Yeah, but we had one or we got one somewhere, and I don't like if I want wings, I want the dirty wings. You know.
With the oil,
This
right?
is
Yeah.
another
So
way to
it's-
cook wings. I mean, I'll
yeah.
go George Foreman on
No.
the wings. I'll do
anything
that. I'm
fried
willing to do
goes
that.
in the
No.
air fry.
My
So
Really?
it's without oil. We cook
Yeah.
anything without oil.
people who cook on it do well. Like my nephew cooks some great.
Really?
Yeah. Shout out to Kativius. He cooked great air fryer wings.
All right,
And you can do fries. They told me that's how I should make
We're
fries.
getting thumbs up on the air fryer.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I was told to make my fries now, because the oils and the stuff in America is poisonous. So
Yeah, but can't you bake them?
it's like sound too dry. That's what y'all doing in Connecticut?
I don't know.
Oh yes, you do. You looked up.
No, because I'm trying to think. I don't know that I mean, I make like frozen fries, right? Like from the grocery store.
But you could.
But I make them in the oven. I shouldn't be doing that.
I don't know. It's
And
like a
I'll make
preference.
any variety because I do all the cooking. So there's always some sort of
Yeah.
fucking potato on there, whether it's a tater tot or an Arby's curly fry or the
Ooh,
whatever,
a tater
regular
tot.
French fry. I do the crinkle cut sometimes.
do
Them
so
the
good.
ones. If she like them, look,
Well, no, but an air fryer might be the better.
look. I will try. I
Or
will
easier.
research because I'm hearing good things about the air fryer. I'm just like, I will do it one day.
All right, I'm going to Canada and asking about the air fryer. Do you have an air fryer up there in Canada?
Yeah, and if you were to ask my wife, she would tell you that it changed her life.
Okay, in a good way.
Yeah, everything.
Don't that mean it
from
changed
the
your life
chicken
as
breast
well?
to the.
That's a good point.
Well, I suppose yeah. I guess it has. I need to say something about you, Byron. You have you are the best example of a chilled out high vibration that I've ever seen. Your disposition is lovely.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And I'm doing this to keep
Absolutely.
you warm up there because I know you all are cold.
Well, it's working. It's working. I can feel the heat up here, and it's not just the air fryer. No, the thing that Candy loves about the air fryer is you put like a cap of oil into it, and what comes out. She made this teriyaki chicken the other night,
Ooh.
and it was absolutely tremendous, and apparently better for me. So yes, it is changing
And
my life.
when you do all that, is it all going in there with the rice and everything else, or is this just the chicken and the marinade and all that's going in there for the teriyaki and the veggies and
Just
stuff?
the chicken and the marinade.
Okay, and then you cook the rice separately and you add that later, or make it together.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to wrap my head around.
No,
this
I
thing, 'cause
used it
really
before.
don't.
It's quick. It's like using a microwave, but it's not. It's just some hot air or something. But it's quick. It's quick. It's like tick 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 ding.
What?
Like astronaut
Back to the
food.
Future.
Yeah, but it's in a ball. It's like something they made in the 50s. It's like a ball.
So that was going to be my next question. What the frig does it look like? Is it go on the counter?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it like a
Ours
microwave?
is kind of big. It's shaped like this, and then it's made to put like a bunch of stuff in it, I guess. But I definitely had a few things out of it when the craze hit. But I was like, it's gonna be one of these things that's put up in the cabinet.
Hula
somewhere.
hoop. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And it's somewhere.
That NutriBullet or whatever.
Yeah.
Those stupid-
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that?
I had 2 of those. Awful.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Well, some really good marketing sales campaign tells us that this is what we need. It's the miracle savior in life, and we're going to be better and healthier and better for our family and all that, right?
I don't believe none of that.
No, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know my generation, they all bought those knives because you could saw through a soda can and still slice a tomato paper thin, you know?
I
Remember that?
I'm still looking
Ginsu
for one of
knives.
those.
New
Yeah,
Ginsu, so powerful. Slice through old Ginsu.
I'm still looking for that. And the Encyclopedia Britannicas.
That's
I
one
want
volume a month.
cream green with the gold lettering on the side.
Oh, that's the expensive kind. That looks like legal books.
Yeah, I want that brown with the yellow. With the gold letters. It's all brown. No, I want that triple color. You know, maybe the navy blue. You know. But yeah.
When we were kids, everything was commercials and info. I guess it still is, but they were like selling to us. Time Life operators were selling us books and everything.
Oh, they were called. Yeah.
I remember those.
Hi, I'm Sandy, and I'm a Time Life operator. Can I interest you in our Mystery of the Unknown series? You know, whatever.
Hold on, Sandy. Hell no, I ain't here. Sorry, Sandy. Mom says she don't want no, whatever you said. I gotta
Mysteries
go
of
back.
the Unexplained books.
In my mind, Sandy heard some kid get hit with the phone, and Sandy just hung up voluntarily.
Don't give out our home address.
Tell your mom she need these. Wow. Then bill collectors run all that.
It was all the same. It was all the same racket. We're calling you for money.
Yeah,
Whether you owe it or whether we just want it. It was always the same racket. Did you ever have anybody come to your house when you were a kid? I was at the tail end of like the door-to-door salesman in the late 70s.
No.
We had like my mom bought a vacuum cleaner from the guy who came to the house and dumped the shit all over the rug and vacuumed it.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No,
Like
we
Mad
lived in
Men.
an apartment, so that didn't happen.
It was still the same. It was an apartment. You're hilarious.
No, I mean the type of neighborhood we lived in.
Oh, they wouldn't be walking around with a case of...
That vacuum cleaner would have been stolen. You know what I mean? Hey, look what this shit do. You know what I mean? Some dude had it with a trench coat on. How you work this? How you work this thing? Damn, nigga, you should have stole the book. But we got computers. We got a lot of computers and stuff like that fall off the truck. I had a computer so early. I had a computer so early we didn't even know what it was. It sat for like 3 or 4 years before we turned it on.
Come on.
My mom bought off a truck, and we had it so long. I was using it the monitor up until like 2007.
My dad
it was a CRT monitor.
My dad was famous for buying shit out of the back of a trunk or fell off a truck stuff. So what? All right, a computer. What other kind of stuff did you guys get?
I mean, we had cable, of course.
The black box.
We had some type of machine that looked like the things you roll a pizza dough on, but it was a bunch of them in a circle, and you sit on it, and it was like an exercise machine.
Looked like a rolling pin.
Yeah.
My grandmother.
Yeah, we caught one of those. Man, we had a bunch of like stuff. My mom would just like get, yard sales or whatever, just coming up.
It's funny that the cable box must have made the rounds because my dad totally bought one of those cable boxes from it.
By the
all
end
the
of
HBO and all the free shit.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that because I never would have discovered like Def Jam or anything. And by the end, somebody figured out a way to take the chip and put it in a VHS case.
What?
So you just ended up with a VHS case that you would screw the cables in the back of two, and your cable would work.
Whoa.
No. Oh, that's great. So it wouldn't even look like a cable box. So they would come, they wouldn't even see it.
Nope.
Just a Blockbuster case.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, a lot of bootleg movies and stuff. So.
When did you leave Atlanta?
2008.
Oh,
I
more
wanted
recently
to leave in
than I thought.
2006, but two unfortunate incidents happened.
Unfortunately, incidents happen?
Unfortunate, yeah.
Unfortunate incidents.
I was gonna leave in January, and I got in a car accident. 2006, and then 2007 around November, I got another car accident. And
She was keeping you there.
Putting my car together. I was like, I gotta go. So I ended up like doing a timing belt change on the Honda, and me and my homeboys at the time we put that car together at a Honda Prelude in the garage.
The Prelude.
And we drove it out.
Together.
I was like, well, me.
Oh.
But in spirit, we was all together.
Oh, I see. He helped you get the car going anyway.
Yeah.
What year
My
was the
room
Prelude?
blew up like 2 months later. That
What?
was in 92.
We're keeping a lot of balls in the air here. Your room blew up after you moved out?
Yep. Because it was a crisis. It was a financial crisis, and the price of gas shot up. and I think we had like barrels of, we had hookup. It was a hookup in the garage, whatever, but
Holy crap.
it ended up doing some car work, some sparks hit it, and went up.
Holy crap. No one was killed, I hope?
Nobody was killed.
Oh, thank God.
It was some burns that people suffered, but nobody, died.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Jesus
But
Christ,
it was
man.
that's just one of the few bullets that I dodged. As well as everybody started like hustling too.
In Atlanta.
Well, not everybody, but
The people you were
around. I knew the people. Everybody who graduated from college and took college jobs did that, or they got laid. They were going through their layoffs and stuff. And the rest of us who didn't want to go into corporate, we would find ways to make money. So I knew if I didn't leave, I was gonna probably get into something a little more. I just wanted a thrill. Type of thing.
Yeah, you needed to find some new space. That's cool. 92 Prelude stick, I'm assuming?
No, it was
Oh,
automatic.
I love the 92 Prelude. I love all the Preludes, actually. All the
If it was
generations of
real-
Prelude were great.
Man, if it was rear-wheel drive, I would have one now. But when I got the 944 and started experiencing the German engineering, it just took me out. It's hard to go back.
I didn't realize you were so fresh out here when I think we met you in like 2010.
Yeah.
At Ice House or someplace, wherever the heck we were. And
I saw Mr.
I don't-
Bag this weekend.
Ian Bagg? How's he doing?
He looks good, man. He's doing well.
I love him so much. I
Yeah.
think he's so funny.
Funny dude, man.
He's like crazy He's just like, his
Funny
head
and
is
still
just crazy
look like
funny.
a little kid almost.
He's a little kid.
It's hilarious.
I mean, he's amazing. I think I told you we knew his wife before we knew him.
Yeah.
I've known his wife for years and years. So like, I knew her when she worked at a bar, but while she was going to OT school to be an occupational therapist. Then she meets Ian Bagg, who is, and I say this about myself, so I hope he's not offended by it, but like full blown on the spectrum. And I feel like they were meant for each other. It was like a magnet. They just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're so perfect. And a lot of his comedy, like stage material, because he does a lot of crowd work, but a lot of his material is definitely revolves around Carrie.
Yeah. But it's fun watching them work though. It keeps you present. You know what I mean? And
Where were you?
We was at the store, comedy store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was doing the main room. Shout out to the comedy store. Cause I remember when I went to the comedy store and I was watching people do the main room, I was like, oh shit, look how tough that is. And now I'm doing the main room, and I was like, I guess I ain't got too much longer.
Where do I go now?
Yeah, I gotta get out of here or do something before to make room for the next group. So the club will force you out. So.
Are they still that way? I mean, Mitzi was always that way, where it was sort of an assembly line. It was like, all right, once you got to a certain point.
I think I think Hollywood is like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
because
business in
you
general.
age out, and the executives become younger, and so if you don't find ways to like naturally like be around, like then you gone.
You time out yourself.
Yeah, but that's how, I think that's how everything works.
Cyclical nature of everything, sure.
Fresh new ideas, nature's like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just natural.
Did you notice over... This is a weird thing. You just brought up nature, and it's not something I would normally say, but I feel like there's all sorts of new bugs since COVID. We got the old bugs, sure, but like there's all sorts of new bugs since COVID.
Like roaches or like...
No, I don't mean like we have more bugs. We don't have any bug problems here. I just mean like out in nature. When we're out in nature, I'm seeing different bugs I never saw
There's
before.
been a
Where people are
lot
like,
of
"What the hell is that?" Somebody's like, "I don't know. I've
A
never
lot
seen it
of
before."
photos of new species.
Yeah, right.
I've seen
and
some-
fish too. A lot of weird things in the
Yeah,
in
I've
the
seen
sea.
some, but I thought that was climate change. I thought that way.
Oh.
I thought that was shifting.
Well,
You know,
could
just
be,
like
you
people,
could be right.
Yeah, leaving LA because of taxes. Bugs are leaving wherever they from because the food supply is dried up or just don't grow there or anything anymore. So I definitely seen like it's been bees moving.
Migration.
Migrating now. So I'm like, I wonder if their food supply has left California or, where we at. And if so, that's gonna be a bad thing.
All the experts seem to agree that when the bee dies, so does the human species.
Well,
Yeah.
look at it like you live in in the neighborhood, and say the bees move out, a nice neighborhood like this area, right? And all the bees move out, and then like all the roaches move in. Then it's like, the probably
Hilarious.
gonna go down.
Hilarious.
So it could be the same with the bug. I mean, yeah, what's
Hilarious.
going on? You know what I mean? Like if all the bees leave LA, then it's like, the roaches got to come somewhere.
That is hilarious. You're totally right, by the way.
But this just happened. This is just a conversation I had last week because the bees, my barber, they was moving a queen bee, the colony, and he seen the whole swarm just boom land where he was for a moment, and then leave. Like they checked in his place, and was like, all right, let's keep it moving.
Wow, because she wasn't there anymore. The queen.
The queen, they was with her.
Oh.
They was moving the whole colony, but when they move her, they're more aggressive and stuff like that.
I would imagine because they
Yeah.
want to protect. Their job is to protect her,
Yep.
right? Wow.
Because he killed a bee, and I was like, ugh, I don't know if I would have did that. That's like killing a gang member almost. It's like, it's going to be, three going to come back.
Can I tell you something that I wouldn't admit? Like this is I admit everything with you. This is my therapy. A couple days ago, it was the day we came home from Breakfast Club, I think, whatever that was, Friday. There was I don't know, we see this a lot. I don't know if it's stuff in the fertilizer or whatever the heck, but there was a bee that was dying on the porch here, whatever. And I've like fucking saved bees before by getting a little cap of water and like just talking them through it, you know. And
Like your language, their language.
mine, but I can talk to animals. It's
Okay.
weird. It's sort of intuitive.
I get it.
But
understand.
it's not about the words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
And this bee died in my hands while I was fucking petting it and feeding it water and talking to it, telling it like it's okay. I felt like I was helping somebody's pet transition.
Wow.
And I totally did this fucking 20 feet away from the front door. And I totally did it. I came back in and told her, I'm like, well, all right, I'm definitely a weirdo. I just helped the bee transition outside to the other side. And he literally died right there in my hand. And it was weird. It was a weird thing because when I was a kid, I was afraid of bees.
First off, congratulations on that. That's powerful. And what was the bee's last movement?
Peace. It was peaceful. It was going in circles. He was trying to you could tell he was struggling, like whatever was going on.
Yeah.
He'd ingested the poison or whatever the heck. And so that's why I thought, the little water cap full of water. And I put him in it and he fell in it and I scooped him out and then I had him on my fucking finger. I mean, it was really pathetic.
I mean, it sounds amazing.
But for me,
then-
it was amazing.
To be the person doing it, but the person with the pesticide watching.
Yeah.
Like, what the
That guy's crazy.
Damn. I gotta stop. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen no more. I'm gonna spray all this extra. You know what I mean?
Make sure we get them all. Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah, it's
I'm a weird, sensitive dude like that. So you see what I mean? I'm doing stuff like that where everyone else is chasing. They're looking at each other's dicks and whatever guys do. I don't know what they do.
look, man. I don't know. It's still like I said, something primitive about dudes. That's not primitive,
What I just did, no, that's some other weird shit.
but that's still that's just a
It's
different.
primitive, but feminine, I think, because I want to take care and make,
Yeah.
I want to
You want that
help
good
that little
karma
buddy.
from that.
Also,
But you always probably wasn't like that either.
I wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
No, I was scared to death of bees. So if I had
Yeah.
a chance to kill one like that guy, I probably would have. I don't know, 5-6 years ago, something like that. I started pulling him out of the pool. I would be a bee drowning in the pool, and I'd get my flip flop and I'd pull him out. I'd put him on the side, and I'd just talk to him while he dried out, and then he'd get the wings going, and then he'd fucking fly away.
Thank you.
I swear to God,
I'm
some
gonna
of them
come back
do
and
come back.
pollinate.
They do a fly pass
Yeah.
again, and then they buzz off.
I've taken something out of the water before. Be like, please don't sting me. And sometimes they want to jump back in the water, and I'm like,
That's happened
and then
too.
you go the extra step. I'm like, well, I guess that nigga want to swim.
You wanted to do what you're doing, yeah.
Just stay on your side of the pool. I treat it like.
But whatever
He's a black dude in the 60s. Just stay on your side of the food. And
We
then
won't have any trouble.
Yeah, we don't have no trouble.
As long as you're not trying to be gay with me, we'll be fine.
Stop it! Stop it!
Just trying to keep my legs warm. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I didn't mean to get crazy.
I was in London. We was going somewhere with my lady. We was rushing somewhere. We was late, and it was a rat. It was a dead, semi-dead rat.
Semi-dead rat.
Yeah.
Irene
ran
Hoffman
there.
says hello, by the way, and Champagne Womb says hair looks great. Jay, okay, great. Sorry, just getting through some.
Yo, what up?
Here. Champagne Womb, we love the wolf out to glow up transition. Oh, you're very sweet.
Champagne.
What do we got in here? Irene Hoffman. Hip cut, Jay. My mom used to make us do that tortuous ritual. That's the only way she'd treat me to a massage. Okay.
She was talking about colonics.
Oh my gosh. Jay, an air fryer will change your lives. All right. I'm in. Jared Faley. Hey, Byron Bowers, famous honeydew guest. Is he a friend of yours? Maybe not.
Oh, no.
All right. I agree about Byron's vibe, Mike, in that it's very good. He's hysterical. Ask him about his dad's favorite photo. I don't think I want to do that. I will say that you talk about your dad a lot in the special, though.
It's a photo.
Oh, you're going to tell it?
My dad had an album that my grandma took pictures out of like naked women. It started off with family, and then it just transitioned to naked women that he would have sex with. But then he had a photo of himself. Like, the women will always be spread eagle, holding their legs like this. And, like bushes. You could tell like the era it was in because,
Yeah.
But then it was a picture of, I thought it was going to be a picture of my mom. Because he was like, if you turn the next page, you're going to see my favorite picture. And it was a picture of him in the same position, holding himself with a big smile on his face. And I'm sitting here, my sister's sitting here, and yeah, and I never seen him. It was a few things went through my mind, like, oh, he just got us, and he holding his dick with two hands, and
Because he has to.
and I've never seen him that happy before. So that kind of broke a very tense moment, that photo.
Did you already know what was going on with your dad's head at that point? Or was this just, you know what I mean? Like,
The trippy part to me about my dad is his intellect of him knowing every person's name, every woman's name, and how he met them while being in a delusion.
the memory, too, then.
Yeah, or you would give him a resistor code, because I studied engineering too, and he would know it. He'd know it by heart.
Was he an engineer, too?
He was in electronics or something. He worked for Georgia Power, for the power company.
Wow.
So
you're just mentioning some transistor, and he's like, oh, I know what the...
yeah. That's
transformers.
orange, brown, green, and way more than I did.
You know, that shit for circuit boards and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Little tiny deals.
So I had to solder
totally
my
mess it up.
944 when I got it.
You did?
Yeah, because it was so old. I would open the computers
Yeah.
and make sure the connections were all. I would resolder the connections.
Wish I knew you when I had my 944.
Man, and I soldered the light. The lights were dim inside the
Cluster.
cluster.
Yeah,
so I
all the
put
lights were dim.
LEDs in it. So you need a resistor. You would have to solder a resistor
Yep.
with the LED light for it to work.
So it doesn't throw off,
Yep.
because it doesn't use as much
Power.
Right?
So I redid the whole cluster to make it bright.
Every light on my 944 was dim. The brake lights were dim. The
Yeah.
headlights were dim. Everything was dim.
So
Were they all that way?
yeah. And I had the black gauges with the yellow words.
Oh, yeah, the old school.
Yeah,
Looked like a Ferrari
the
dash.
VDO, so I ended up just brighten that whole thing up. But
I bet that looked really cool.
Oh, it was dope.
Would you ever get another 944? I mean, you're kind of Mr. Porsche now, so.
If I wish they had a metal timing chain versus the rubber belt.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you can just take care of your cars now. It's a whole different life experience.
I'm not, but mentally
don't
I
have
don't
to-
think I can. But I guess I can. I mean, I could. To me, I never want to be where I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
I guess because I grew up with that a car not working, so it's always that fear. Like I just did a axle on the truck last week,
You did it yourself.
and then I took it out Jawbone Canyon Saturday. Like 2 days later.
I saw the videos of you out. I didn't know you just fixed your truck.
I just did that one axle. Now the other axle I didn't do might need done. I'm like, man, that's why you got to do both.
Usually do them together, yeah.
Yeah, but they was done together. But I think they put the wrong axles, weaker axles in. But that's a whole nother story. No, it's still working. You saw what it did. I told her I winched a stuck Jeep, and also I made it through where the Jeep got stuck. So it's still a capable truck. But I'm seeing how capable it is now, going through ice, snow.
It's not just a fucking race car jacked up.
I want to shake these guys. I keep thinking about the engineers as I was coming down and we hitting the Baja part of this 30-minute trek.
What's the name of the company? Adrenaline?
Adrenaline. Yeah, Adrenaline Industry. So, I mean, he built it to off-road, but just the basis of what the Cayenne was and to be able to put it, to lock the wheels up, to put the rear locker on and have all the wheels locked up and just go through the snow like easy. It's like they really thought this thing out when they built it, and then they stripped everything out of it. So I was like, wow, very impressive.
So you're still loving the truck?
It's just new discoveries.
Yeah.
It's just new discoveries because
But you are still loving the truck.
Oh yeah. Oh. I drive it mostly every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It's easy to just hop in it and not worry about nothing, and it's so smooth, and I finally get the tire pressure right where it just floats, and then it's 620 horses, so when you hit it,
It's so much power.
it's like boom. The only thing stopping, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But I mean,
What's it weigh?
like high fives,
Yeah.
like 50
Have to
something. Yeah.
Damn. It looks good.
It's fun.
When you roll in with all the lights on and the brush bars and everything, it looks crazy.
It's fun.
That's when you parked up the mountain.
Yeah. And I took it on
Good
a little
looking.
bit in Utah, but this was my first, like, all right, we finna drive all the way to Mojave, and then we finna take it up this canyon to where it was 8,800 feet, and it's snow, and you got to change clothes to get warm, and then stuff is getting stuck. Like, I'm nervous. Like, I never used the winch. Like, it's live. It's like go time.
Yeah.
So everything I'm learning to use now, like.
And you were fine, but you're helping other people at that point.
Yeah, I only got stuck a little bit, but I was able to back out, reconfigure,
and you never got stuck.
and go again.
As long as your car's moving, you're not stuck.
Well, it was bad decisions that put me in a place that I was able to get out from, or not putting it in stick, put it in stick and low while everything was locked and just boom, shot through everything. And yeah, just the way it moves is just it's dope because it's not as rigid as some of the. I was there with a Raptor and a Jeep. So coming down, I didn't even have to brake in certain parts because the handling was good because it still handles like a car. And it's air shock, so I'm just going over things smooth. Like,
I mean, as long as you're not touching the brake, you can steer through most. And it's like the moment you hit your brakes in the snow and the ice, then everything kind of locks
Yeah.
up. But as long as you're sort of just staying at your
and
pace.
that was my problem. That's how I got stuck. I hit the brakes, so I was going too slow. So.
But you just realigned it and then another one. Yeah. Okay.
So, but it's new. It's all new.
I mean, it snows in Atlanta sometimes, but not enough that like you grew up
Not
driving
like
in the
this.
snow. No.
No,
Not like this.
not like this. I mean, I was stepping on something. My boot and stuff went down like this much, and I was like, oh,
Plenty of snow.
yeah, this is a lot of snow, But I know I'm older now because I didn't put no snow in my mouth. So normally we be like, damn, look at this. It's
Telltale
it's
sign.
like ice cream, yeah,
Snow cone. Snow cone. You had a lava orange
GTS.
GTS for a little bit. That was nice. That
Shout
was a
out to
Porsche
Gary.
car, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Gary. These guys who got me the car for my special in the Porsche cars North America. Let me take a lava orange GTS out, and that was such a experience.
Brand new 992.
Yeah, because when he called, he was like, yeah, we got a lava orange, and I was like, lava orange. I'm like, what am I, like a football player? Because it's such a bright car.
GT3 color, yeah.
And then when you seen it, I just got it. So I parked it by the dumpsters. I was like, kind of like little nervous and ashamed, and I was like, I'm gonna park it next to the dumpster.
I remember you thought it
Tone
was too flashy.
Yeah, I
You
was like,
said.
it'll tone it down. It'll tone it down, you know. And then I took it.
Oh, we went to that Purist Group event.
Yeah,
That's right.
It went to the Purist Group, and then I parked it in the back, and then people be like, hey, that's nice color, and some people guess the color. Is that lava orange? And I'm like, how the fuck you know? Like, what lava is? I ain't never heard of lava. And then one guy was like, looked at my truck. He was like, that's lava gray. Because I was thinking about wrapping the truck. He was like, that's a rare color. That's lava gray. And I'm like, what is up?
Really? So I didn't know that. I never heard of lava gray.
Yeah, so.
That's what your Cayenne is? Huh. Okay.
So, yeah, man, I was driving it, and I remember parking it at the Comedy Store. I took it to the Comedy Store and put it in the back by the dumpsters in the corner.
That's your move.
And the darker it got, the brighter the car got.
It had like a kind of a neon thing to it. It was glowing.
Weird. It's like, oh, this is how them parents be when their kids be in the Christmas play and be doing this shit. And while Jesus giving this speech. So I was like, and then people were like, hey, that's yours? They knew it was mine. They was coming in like, oh, that's nice. And I was like, no, I'm just taking it for a month and all this. And then cut to like by the third week, I'm like, wow. And
You're used to it.
that night I left the Comedy Store because it was raining. I remember pulling out on Sunset, and the car was like, hey, it seems like it's weather conditions outside. Would you like to go in wet mode? And I was like, yeah. And then the car went into this mode that allowed me to aggressively like navigate on the street like I could drive normal. And
Without sliding all
without
over the
sliding or anything like this. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. And that's one moment. That's a special moment I had in the car. And another one, I was coming up 9 Mile, and the rear wheel steering kick, I could feel it kick in.
Yeah, that scares the crap out of me every time.
Man, because it's taking you, and you feel it when your car normally your car would brake, your car would like slide.
That's it. You think it's we drive old cars.
Yeah.
We think it's sliding. It's not. The car is in perfect control, but my brain can't handle it.
Yeah, and I came out of a turn, and it's so responsive when I pressed the throttle, it just lifted me out of the turn. I only could describe it as like a spatula sliding a hamburger across the grill. Because I like hamburgers. So it's just like, woof. And I was like, that's when I fell in love with the car. Like, oh, this car is perfect.
Was that a 2-wheel drive GTS or a 4-wheel drive?
4.
Oh, okay, so that's why you were able, because it had a lot of other. I didn't realize that when we were
Yeah.
looking at it that day.
See, I do 4s. I do all-wheel drives.
I know, but I didn't realize the GTS came in a 4 until afterwards. I
yeah.
don't think I knew that.
Such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And then I came back and adjusted the suspension on the Coffee Bean a little bit.
Based on.
Yeah, to where it's like close to similar to that to me.
What did you do to Rolling Coffee Bean? Did you change the shocks? Or
No, because I'm not tracking the car as much. So
right, but how did you adjust it?
I did a GT3 sway bar set to the middle, like semi-soft position, and I did a DSC controller, which changed the spectrum of how my PASM works. Because normally my PASM is stiff, but it softened it a little bit.
This is what we were talking about, where it almost makes it more like dynamic, right?
Yeah. So, and I had to solder like this white, what is a accelerometer or something like that, accelerometer. I don't know.
Accelerometer?
Yeah, something like that. But it measures the y-axis of the car, and it adjusts, the suspension based on like how you're turning.
It's probably an accelerometer. It's like the shit that's in iPhones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you say it. Okay, I'll forget it, but and it just transformed the car, and it brakes more smooth, and it's just a different ride now.
Can't wait.
But it's
I
slower.
gotta check it out.
It's slow. Like I
What do you
felt
mean
slow.
slower? Well, it feels slower after a brand new
Yeah,
GTS.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's something.
And your 620 horsepower truck.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I gotta get a turbo. I gotta get a turbo car now. But that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted all along. That's what I think Matt Farrell was telling me this.
They're going to get you in a new one.
Yeah.
That's how they do
He
it.
was like, oh, this is gonna be an expensive, what do you call it? Like testing period for you.
It was not dissimilar with Reggie. I think Reggie, had his whatever car, and they were like, "Oh, but there's this Turbo S or whatever." It's like, "Oh, really? Let me check that out." And then he's like, "All right, I'll place my order for a Turbo S. Yeah, no big deal."
But the thing is, when I look at my car, the Coffee Bean, it just looks.
You love it.
Yeah, it's just I don't see nothing like it too tough.
Car's got a personality.
Yeah, so it's like you're just in a hard place. There's nothing you can do without looking back, because I already lost the first 944, which was the opposite colors of the Coffee Bean, and it's like I can't let another one go. I don't think.
I don't see you getting rid of that car. It's awesome, and then you change the aesthetics too, because you put that, I don't know what you'd call it, a chin spoiler or whatever, but it's the 991 chin spoiler, but it's got like some custom bits to make it look right.
Yeah, EMC Squared, I think that's what it's called. EMC Designs.
Oh yeah, you sent me that message.
Yeah, I sent it to you, but they designed a front lip for the 997. Because I wanted to keep it as stock as possible, but just add a little something to it that makes it look a little bit more aggressive. But this makes it look a little more classy and aggressive, But I also went to Home Depot and got the gutter guards and cut a custom grill for it too.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
That made a difference too.
Yeah. So
I love that you actually do this stuff yourself, because I'm the same way. Like I like to work on the car. It makes me feel good. Like I enjoy it.
And you discover something about your car. It's something about, like, even when you change your own oil or something, you get to see, like, if something's leaking, or you get to discover something that.
Yeah, awareness.
Yeah.
And you're just learning every time too. I feel like
Yeah.
every time you do any of those things, you're connecting more and more with the car, and it's
Yep.
like, oh, I know this now. I know this now.
I know what that noise is now, or I know that's what that noise was the whole time.
Or I finally fixed that noise because I was in there.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
So
Do you have any? You got that Targa. How are your squeaks and rattles?
it was, when I first put the GT3 on, it got loud. And I was like, maybe it's because I came from the GTS back and it was doing it the whole time.
Right.
But I put some silicone on the
Spray, silicone spray.
no, I would use the stuff that I guess that's used for rubber, and that you make your rubber shiny with. What's the guy who gave us the stuff?
Danny?
Remember we was at the guy with the chemical company, the detailer. He just gave us something 2 weeks ago.
I do remember that.
Amir.
Yeah, but I don't remember what the stuff was.
But from it he got it's for rubber. It's for
so if
plastic.
you lubricated all of your
That's what I
seals and
basically
rubber and
did,
everything,
just-
that makes a big
But I
difference.
just did the roof part, and it got quiet again.
Because your whole roof moves. That makes perfect sense. There is a product specifically made for that called Gummy Pledge. It's PFLEDGE, something like that. And it's great for like those seals and stuff like that. I don't know why it's better than silicone or whatever the hell, but supposedly it is. But as long as you're set, it's great. It just that may be a temp fix for you.
Yeah, I mean it worked, but what I just broke, because my visors in the truck is heavy, and I got in the 997, I slapped it down, and that broke. So now my visors
That breaks
is
in every
dangling.
single one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the mirror cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
breaks
how
in
do
every
I?
single one.
Is it a little piece I can get to keep it from dangling?
Break it off.
No, I mean like somebody for myself, because I know I could just Velcro it back up there, but you just took the whole thing off.
You mean your whole thing won't stay up, or just the little mirror door with the two lights?
No, the whole thing, the whole visor.
Oh, that's a different issue I've never had.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the little vanity cover thing that covers the lights and the mirror, that breaks off on all of them.
Oh, yeah, I don't use it that much.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't look in
But
the
if your
mirror.
whole visor, it's screwed in with screws over here, and then there's a little clip over here.
Okay,
No?
I didn't look at it yet.
Well, maybe it's
What
just
time-
not clipped
what day
in the
is it?
clip.
It's
Maybe it's not.
Tuesday?
Maybe it's just hanging down because it's not clipped in the clip.
I got 3 days. I got 2 days to really look at it before I,
Oh, before you're driving on the weekend?
before I bring it to good vibes. Because when that thing is flapping down like this, like some.
Oh, that's terrible. No, maybe it's just not stuck in the thing.
Oh, it's definitely in the thing. Mine don't even move like that. Mine don't turn around and come out.
I wonder what's up.
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Okay. If
You
you
just
haven't figured
reminded
it out
me.
by Friday, I'll take a look at it while we're up there. It's funny. We all go through the same shit. If you got a 997, we all go through the same shit.
I thought you meant just take the whole visor out.
Well, I mean,
And
you
I know
could,
your
but
car
if
is
you
stripped,
use it
so I was like, nah, I can't.
for the rest, that's why you're like a solution for the rest of us.
Yeah, he's stripping his whole car out.
Every time there's a new creak or rattle, whatever creaks or rattles comes out.
He's like, ain't no radiators in here. I took them out.
No radio. There's no radio. It's amazing there's still a heater.
That is true.
And it's only because I took that piece and moved it up. The rest, I yanked it all out.
It's
all gone.
What was the frustration?
Creaks and rattles.
Oh.
Also, I'm a tall guy. I'm a big guy, and I like the older Porsches. But I had a 997, and it's got that whole center console thing. I don't like that at all. I hate it so much.
All your radio and stuff was creaky?
No, I you know how it is. You go in there, and then it's like, well, in order to make some of this stuff, and then you kind of get the idea, and then I sort of customize the hell out of it. I mean, I had to break a lot of stuff to get that.
Oh, I understand.
To look how it is.
I understand. My interior
if a
is
real
tan.
like a PCA person went in and looked under our dash, they'd probably just lynch me.
Oh yeah, yeah, mine would too. But I mean, my interior is tan, so every time I do something, it's like a scratch. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, and you see it. Yeah.
But the privileges we get to do this, I'm privileged enough to own a car like this, and I'm privileged enough to do shit like this to it.
Yes.
You know, so I gotta be grateful because, like, man, I own one of these, and I tooled it myself.
See, that's how we feel. But the race car is a little more forgiving with all of that nonsense.
That is true. What are you doing to the Mini though?
Loving the hell out of it.
But
It's my
nothing too
favorite.
crazy?
Have you driven that yet?
No.
Speaking of front wheel drive.
A fan. I was in Cincinnati, I think. Which place smelled like oil? Where Lucas is from? The oil place. I was in some city. I think it was Cincinnati.
Ohio. I think it is Ohio.
Yeah, and it smelled like oil. So that's the only way I remember the place. But a fan was like, he was like, "I'll give you a ride back to the hotel," and I got in the car. Luckily, he wasn't no like rapist or no whatever, murderer.
Luckily,
he, in a Mini, that'll be different. This Klanman in a Mini showed up.
A Klanman in a Mini. Like a clown car.
And he
16 different guys with sheets
coming
getting out of a
out.
Mini. Hey, you there?
Who me? Yeah, hold on. Okay, get out. It'd be like one of them Benny Hill chases. Right?
Yeah. This fast motion around and around.
But he was like, drive it like you stole it. And I took a Mini on the freeway for the first time, and I was surprised.
Do you know what year it was, or?
I don't know.
Because ours is an old one. It's the first generation, which is kind of the only ones I like, but it's the supercharged one.
Yeah.
It's the least horsepower, but it's like the fastest, most raciest one. I love it.
That's what I'm hearing from you.
We absolutely love it.
It's such a pretty car.
Do you really think so?
I think so.
I totally think so.
I always thought it was pretty when even when I saw the original ones done in a beautiful way, and then when Beamer started making this version, and you could tell by the lines. And it's like, man, they really did a great job on this car.
So agree with you. I just reached out to Frank Stephenson, the designer of that car, to try to get him here.
Then you open the hood, and it's like a whole big whatever stuffed in there, like real small, like this. Like a motor just gonna be like, oh, thank you, you know.
It's all crammed in there.
Man.
There's no room for anything.
But, I mean, I think I looked at those cars. I looked at how to I always look at the car like, how to do the time belt, how to do the, oil changes on it. When I look at buying a car,
everything's easy, but everything's complicated.
Man,
you can do it all yourself, but you have to take the front of the car off for everything.
And I was like,
and you drop the motor for most things, but it's easy, so they just do it in an hour.
Oh, well, when I was looked at, I was like, I'm not finna take.
No way. Kudos to the M Shop. Shout out to Joe in the M Shop. Thank you. We love it. We love the the Mini. And it didn't occur to me till today that the actress's name is Minnie Driver. Like, oh, a Mini Driver. Like, I'm a Mini Driver. Stupid. It's not intentionally a joke or anything. I saw it for the first time in writing today since I'm now a Mini Driver.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I confessed a lot of embarrassing stuff to you today. I'm a Mini Driver. I saved a B, and there was another thing I can't remember.
Well, you didn't technically save the B.
Oh, my God. You're so right.
You didn't. You helped the B transition.
I didn't save a B at all.
But we all have delusions, that we live with. But
no, in my mind, it was going through the effort. But you're totally right.
But you could have. It's like you helped it transition. You put it in a hospital bed, and you calmly talked it off this ledge.
It was I was hospice for sure.
My fear is that it would stung me and spray some shit on me that the other bees would be like, "That's the murderer," and then I'm like, "No, you gotta understand. I was helping the transition.
The plight of the black man. You're like, I was just there to help out.
I was helping the transition," and then it was like, "Get him," and then.
I was
getting
framed.
stung.
You're
getting
yelling at the
stung.
bees. I was framed.
I was like, it's bees that don't even got stingers. They just bite me.
Biting bees. Oh my God. All right. Would you ever get another 944? Did we ever get there?
You know what?
Or a 944 turbo?
I'm hearing great things about them, but there's so many other cars.
There are. But next time Auto Kennel brings his, you should drive it.
In my delusional mind, I'm like, I could get a Gunther Works one day.
Do you want that? Do you like that car?
I haven't drove it, but it's such a beautiful car.
Yeah, they look great.
That and Singers are so beautiful, man.
We missed the boat on the coupes, though. Would you get a convertible Gunther Works? The Spider or whatever it is?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, how far I got to take this thing to even buy a used. I got to get a used one. So that means I'm going to pay triple for it.
Yeah, so it starts at, they're like $750 for a Gunther Works, just regular. So
Yeah.
then used, we call it 1.5. Say it's just double.
1.5, but I got to be like 65. And worth a lot of money to buy it.
To spend the one, yeah.
To spend that, but being responsible for it. Because when I was in the GTS, I'm like, how people, I reached out to people I know with turbos. I'm like, how do y'all not drive these cars? Y'all want to do like 55 miles an hour. That's crazy. Maybe it's a dude in me where every time I saw a gap, I'm like, bow! All right, I'm out. I'm back in it. I'm out.
I feel like that's how you drive. Because you came upon us pretty hot in the truck the other day and blew past us, and then, whatever. It was in a flow. Had a flow to it.
Yeah.
But it was not a slouch, and you were not holding back. And if there was a hole, you can just step on it and make it.
Yeah. And I know, like, people who drive me, like, man, the size of the car that you're in, the way you drive,
Where your corners are.
Where the corners are. I know how much room I have. I know I can get at least, 3 feet. I could just push it in there. And everybody really respect that, except my lady.
Does she ride with you? What does she think when you're driving?
She seldomly rides with me.
Seldomly rides with you?
Yeah. It's bad. It's very triggering for her and very, I'm logically trying to explain, like, I drive this road. We was going somewhere in the rain, and I'm like, I'm just going. Like, my speedometer says 60. All the scared people driving 40 or whatever they doing. But I got the lights. I'm in a truck, you know what I mean?
Where are we?
We are going up the 2, heading towards Pasadena. So we heading towards the 130. The road we drive to get to the
right.
to
Basically,
Newcombs.
right where I just said, where you passed us and you went right by.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
She's like, slow down, and because she's usually on her phone, I don't think she have a concept of speed. But she said I don't have a concept of empathy or what emotions mean. Because I'm logically explaining to her. I'm like, I'm only doing, I do 112. I'm doing 60 now. You know what I mean?
What's the problem?
Yeah, like I do this with my eyes closed. And she was like, you logically trying to explain something that I'm telling you how I feel.
She's right. But you're like, it's math versus feelings, right? You're trying to justify something, but she's like, none of that matters if I feel this way.
Yeah, which I don't get because I'm trying to ease her feelings.
With logic.
I mean, that's all I know how to do it.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I think this is a male-female thing, or maybe just a people thing.
Well, that's what that's what I mean by the
From experience. Is there another word for intellectual? Because to me, this sounds like an intellectual, emotional divide.
Well, it's a word. She said, you didn't have emotional intelligence or something like that. And I'm like, that don't build anything.
To me,
Well, that's
I
not
get
true. And I can't believe that you don't have emotional intelligence.
Well, it depends. Like she's a Cancer, I'm a Sagittarius. It's only so soft I'm gonna get.
Yeah, but I feel like you have been in a place where when you were younger, you probably let yourself get you into situations because of emotions or whatever, that as an adult now, I bet you probably let those emotions play up and well up and whatever, and don't then just act on them.
Well, my mom said I was emotional as a kid, but to me, I had two emotional parents. But I always thought emotions were like bad when I was
To
coming
have
up.
them or show them or both?
But I mean, they get people in trouble, or they make bad decisions based on emotions.
When people are acting on their emotions, right?
Or when they're in love. Like I didn't believe in like love or any of those. I always thought love was bad.
Because it makes you vulnerable? Makes
It
you
made
emote?
people do
Stupid
crazy,
shit?
yeah, crazy shit. But now I'm doing animals and shit. And they like, we pumping coffee inside you for this basti. And I'm like, they got Indian terms for it at the spa and shit. And I'm like, wait, yeah, I'm putting coffee. I don't even drink coffee like that. And I'm asking for tequila, you know what I mean?
To put up your...
Yeah, because I don't drink coffee, but I drink, Blanco tequila is a upper. So,
But I've heard that, wasn't there a thing where people used to soak
tampons
in
and
vodka
put it
and then
up
they'd
there.
put them, because that was a way to get drunk? So if you put tequila in
no,
your...
not my culture, not black people, not in the
No,
lab.
no, I don't want to focus on that. But I think that my point
But I'm
is that
saying-
you can get intoxicated that way.
It was
Yeah,
big,
that's what they
if you
say.
put
It
tequila-
can get in
it
your
was a
system
big
faster.
college thing for a while. So I can see where tequila would be way
But what
stronger.
college?
It's the
though?
reason for the coffee.
All of them.
She went to U of M.
It was
So you
a
telling me
Michigan.
at Georgia Tech is the people who make bombs now?
yeah. All colleges it became a thing to do.
Because
Like
I went to school with
Russia.
the engineers, so it's Raytheon and like people who make weapons now. I'm like, you telling me?
Smart people
The
beat
person who made
smart
a
people to
drone.
do, but smart people don't play dumb people games.
Well, they do. They just know the technical part of it, right? So everybody gonna put the tampon with alcohol in their ass, but the engineers might be more technical on how deep they can go and for how long before it gets dangerous.
Or they figured out which tampon is the best one to use, or which vodka,
Yeah,
blah,
because
blah,
they
blah.
testing
Yeah.
it week
Yeah.
per week. Like you don't put Tito's in your ass.
No, no,
You
no.
don't put
no.
that level. You got to go
start
for-
with Kettle One and work up from there.
Like it's some lady putting wine. Like I don't really do this, so I'm gonna start off slow with Boone's Farm. You don't put Boone's Farm in your booty. You know what I mean?
But I think the same reason that the coffee is used is because it works. I think is the same reason you probably shouldn't do tequila, because it probably would work.
yeah, but that's the part that's like the edgy part. That's like, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I'm curious my own self.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see how.
I haven't
high-
drank in years, but I've never.
But does that count
Suppositories? I don't think so.
as a like falling off the wagon if you put it in your?
Well, we both just decided to stop drinking. We're not like in a program or anything. So I guess it would ruin the streak of how long has it been since you've had alcohol, but it's not like we got to give our chips back or anything.
Yeah, that's just the questions I would ask. Like, but that's.
I think it depends on why you stop drinking and how hard it is for you to not drink.
Well,
This sounds like something I would never ever do. So I'm just talking.
Well,
about
these
it.
are the questions I ask while I'm holding the thing in the room.
Yeah.
And they like, yo, can we hurry up? And I'm like stalling because I'm like, we just don't do nothing like this where I'm from. And I was holding it in there, like you supposed to be on your side with your knees up, like laid. Like
Do they
just
put it in or
relaxed.
do you put it in?
No, that's the problem. I'm like, man, this is being paid for, and I got to do this myself.
That doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense to me. That's like paying for like a happy ending, and they like suck your own.
Yeah.
thing.
All right,
It's
and now
like-
you can jerk
it's
off.
like, well, since it's already on my credit card, I guess I might as well. But I can't even trust myself, so I'm watching I'm like looking at my own hand as I did it, and I was like, oh, I still got trust issues.
Because you couldn't do it.
I didn't put it in there and like relax. You know, you're supposed to relax while they put this fluid in you, and then it's all gonna fall out.
I couldn't relax when she did it either.
Yeah, I'm like
I mean, the
looking
lady,
at my
not
own
her.
hand. you know. And then this is the crazy part. Like, we got most of it in, all that could go when they were squeezing the thing, and there was a little bit left, and she squeezed it more, and it didn't go. And so she was like, take it out. And like, I'm a little used to it by now, so I'm not breathing. At first, I was breathing hard. Like, hey, it's okay. And then, but I pulled it out, and it was
Getting so tense.
caught on the thing.
What was caught on what
It
thing?
was caught on like a blanket a little bit, and I was trying.
What
to
was
lift
caught
it.
on the blanket?
The hose.
The hose?
The hose.
The end of the hose.
The end of the hose.
Oh.
No, because I had to give it to her. She was on this side for some reason. So it's like this mic. It's like being caught on this mic, like, and I'm trying to give it to her and it won't, and I'm trying to push the mic back and it got in my eye, like, and I was like, man, how am I tell my homeboy, like, how can I, if I get pink eye from
But
this,
technically, it was coffee in your eye, not.
but it still was in my,
Yeah, it's pink eye for sure.
but I caught pink eye the manly way.
I've never had pink eye. See what I'm saying?
From like eating ass, I call it that way. That's a story I can explain to somebody. But to be like, oh, how'd you get it? And I'm like, man, look, let me start all the way from the beginning.
I would have said coffee accident.
But I'm like, I'm asking questions like, yo, what is gonna happen here? Because I got to go out in the world.
Did they even? But they probably didn't even know that it, or could you see it?
Oh, they knew.
Okay.
I said something. I was like, oh, hey. Like, I'm in the room, like, they in the room. Like, I'm talking to them because I'm like, it's not comfortable. It's a difference between doing this with somebody in the room and, like, you at home, you know, doing it and going through the thoughts. I'm like, no, that's just how I am.
need the person in the room because if I'm at home, I will decide that I'm not doing this.
I need
Yeah.
to
I'm
have
not
someone do
doing
it.
this.
That
Yeah,
level
yeah.
of vulnerability, like, that's when you like, I don't want to be alone. Because I was, one time my battery died and I put it in a suitcase, like a roller bag. And this is when I lived downtown. I was a mile away from AutoZone. So I'm walking down the street, like, and it was like homeless people. And I'm like looking like one now, but I'm cool. So I'm walking down the street with this roller bag with this battery in it. And I take it to AutoZone so they can put it on the charger. And they charge it for 45 minutes. I go eat a burrito. It's spicy. I don't eat spicy
Oh
food.
my God.
So I get the battery and I'm in a roller bag and I'm talking to my homeboy on the phone and I step off a curb and I like sharted a little bit. And I was like, he was talking. I was like, oh shit. And he was like, what? He was like, what going on? Everything all right? And I was like, man, I think I just shitted on myself. And he was like, nigga, why the fuck you tell me? And I was like, because I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be like experience this by myself. You know what I mean? So I brought you here with me. And he's like, man, I thought they was shooting or something. And I was like, well, it kind of was like a shooting. You know what I mean?
It's kind of as urgent.
It's a little. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, don't never tell me nothing like that no more. And I was like, I still want to be alone.
We are all still standing in a place. There's no walking. There's no squidgy. What's happening?
No, I'm walking. I'm still walking.
This is all happening
As I'm
on the
walking,
move. This
I'm
conversation.
walking and on the phone, yeah.
Oh, you weren't even in person with the person. I thought you were next to the person walking. You were on the phone.
That's why he thought they was shooting. He was like, everything all right? Everything all right?
So how'd it go? What did happen?
That was it.
No. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We deal with this all the time. So
Yeah. This what I wasn't aware of when you do the Bosties. They was like, just put a pad in your
Basties.
Yeah, that's what they call them, the Indian term. Because it was a spa that gave me mine.
Got it.
So I was like, they would be like, they always use all these spa terms. I'm like, you talking about when you put the thing in your ass? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm new here.
They try to sanitize it all, like
Yeah.
the terminology and everything.
And then
or
they
medicinal cannabis. It's like, no, she needs her weed.
Yeah, I need the weed pen fast. And that was like, they put they was like, put the pad in because you still might be loose the first time I did it. I was like, what you mean?
Put the pad in.
Yeah, they like put a pad, like
I've
a
heard
pad
that.
in your underwear.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense to catch.
And I'm like,
You're
All
like, I
right.
don't need that.
well, I was like, all right, I put it in, but I opened this like a pack of baseball cards, like it's thick, and like nobody teaches you how to put it in.
I wouldn't know how to do it.
I put it in the front
Wait, what?
because that's where I pee at.
No, it's not. It's not 4P.
Well, I found out because the drips went to the side. The drips went to the side, and the thing was clean. And I'm like, they should really. I'm like, dang, this what ladies go through. I empathize with ladies twice because I was like, they have to put this pad in,
For sure.
and then
Did it have the wings?
it had wings, but I didn't know where the wing.
You fold them over.
I just did it like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's just waving at you. I
Like
can't
a
believe
little-
it went everywhere.
Like a little cross. You know what I mean? But you know, I just covered the tank. You don't know what hold. You don't know what.
No.
But
No.
I empathize.
The whole
with women.
thing is so new when you're going through it, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like, it's just a lot we don't know. It's dude that women probably used to. But that, and then when I was pulling when I was putting this thing in and taking it out, I wanted to call like every chick I had angered with and apologize for just trying to ram it in.
Yeah, I understand now. It's a sensitive issue, that kind of thing.
And I was like, damn, you know. But sometimes you go through these lessons in life to make you more empathetic.
Then everybody wins. Oh, lesson learned. Let's see. Also, Jared Faley says, I'm so sorry, I think, for making you talk about the picture. How do you feel about this? We've done an hour and a half. Did we talk about the stuff I said we were going to talk about? We talked about the
I don't know,
special.
what were we supposed to
Talk about this Porsche stuff. We talked plenty about Porsche. If Porsche gives you another car, that'd be good, right? To drive for a bit.
Yeah. But even if not, I've had the high. If that makes sense. As a child of an addict, you have the experience sometimes, but when you chase it too many times, that's when it can get dangerous. Did we talk about mental health? I guess we could do that.
We should. I also think that one of the things that's great about you, and we talk about this sometimes, is you're big into the magnet. You don't chase shit. I mean, it comes down to like even turning down opportunities. Like it's the ones that feel right.
Yeah. Because I think it's stuff you have to live with at the end of the day, and I base my stuff on my overall journey of life and what I want in life. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up into like the job of it all or the career of it all.
Just getting caught up in general, you mean?
Yeah, but also I'm a child of a person that chased and it kind
Addiction.
of drove him crazy. Chased women chase money and everything and ended up with none of it at the end of the day. So I'm always looking at other things, you know.
The chasing's tough because like the world tells you to hustle and we're supposed to go
Yeah.
get what you want and everything. But from my experience, anything that I've ever chased, I've repelled. Like I am a magnet. So when I try to chase something, all it does is
Yeah, that's the
push
thing.
it fucking away. And once I realized that I was a magnet and like, oh no, you can kind of get almost anything you want out of life if
Yeah.
you sort of play your cards that way.
And the best way though, it was better. Some of the things I chased and got, I was like, ugh. But when you a magnet, you get what's the perfect thing for you.
What's meant for you, natural, yeah. Oh, wow,
and it's
that's
always
beautiful.
so much better than, you know.
Than whatever you're chasing that
Yeah.
might not be right for you. I
Yeah.
never thought of that. That's beautiful.
It's crazy. So that's the place. That's where you end it right there if you wanted to.
I love you, buddy. Thanks so much for coming back and doing this. I'm glad
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you did another roundup of podcasts. It's always
Thank
great
you.
when you come out.
Yeah, I told you I was gonna be here, and then thank you also for discovering a place, a church that some of us can go to on Fridays, and one hell of a way to get there. You know, that's what makes it so dope.
Good vibes.
Yeah, because everything else sometimes is just a place where people take their cars and stand.
You don't have to risk your life to get to most car shows. Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't even consider it a risk in life. It's just a journey. It depends on the type of person you are. This makes it worth it.
I just mean simply, this is what I think a lot of people don't realize, especially like when Sonny died and stuff. You know, they think that, it's just a road and it's up to you whether you are safe or not. Angeles Crest is not just a road. It's a moving mountain. It's alive.
Yeah.
Obviously there's the animals and everything, but it's literally constantly raining rocks and moving around and separating, and it's just always changing. Let alone the fact that there are all sorts of things that you can't predict that just come out of nowhere, like the game Paperboy. So every time you do drive up there, even if you're doing 5 miles an hour under the speed limit, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that like there's this weird buy-in of like you've got to drive 30 miles up a windy ass road to a restaurant that isn't even open anymore to hang around with a bunch of fucking jokers in the woods, you kind of have to be into that.
But think of the spiritual aspects of it, right? Your phone doesn't work. You have to be present on the drive because of the way it comes at you. You're dealing with your fear, you're dealing with everything, and then you have to shake it off, right? Because you're literally on this road, so it's not even time to be afraid.
That's right.
And one of the most important signs on that road to me, it says no exceptions, and to me that sign means it don't care how much money you got, it don't care the color of your skin, it don't care what you drive. If at any moment anything go wrong, this could be your last. This could be it for you.
Yep.
I don't care how many followers you got or nothing. So that's why that sign, when I see that sign, is very important. There's no exceptions. And that's just life.
That road's it's like an equalizer.
Yeah.
Everybody's, yeah.
It's very important, you know what I mean? So I think we should keep that in mind.
We love that you come up. It's awesome. It's awesome that you come up, and it's everybody who comes up. I mean, it's like you called it church. We all kind of joke about that. We definitely didn't mean to start a church. That's definitely not it.
No.
But like a lot of people feel that way, and us included. Whatever you get from church, whatever that community is, whatever that support system is, whatever that, I don't know. I guess it's all of that. It's community and support. What do you get from church? Other than God.
Well, it's
Peace
motivation.
and energy.
It's motivation. Is faith. I mean, those are the things it takes to get up there. You don't know what your tires are gonna do. You don't know if a deer gonna jump out. Like you say, you don't know if rocks are gonna come, and then you're moving at such a interesting pace, and then there's people behind you that might want to get over. So, I mean, it's a lot coming at you, and to make it up is like, and that's the journey. Coming down is just like, all right, I got to come down. But going up is like, all right.
It's wild.
Yeah, so.
There used to be a sign that said paradise here, and then an arrow pointing down the hill that said reality. Somebody stole it, but it was a very cool sign that an artist made, and we all really related to it because it felt that way. Like we're all driving up to get away from. We're checking out for a little bit. In the old days, it was when you got on a flight. Oh, I'm gonna fly to New York, and for 6 hours, nobody can get a hold of me.
Yeah. I still don't get online on the phone, and I still
on
don't
the
get
plane?
on my phone on the plane.
I don't do it either.
I just get sleepy on the plane, but I know why. So, I was coming over the Appalachians when I was young. I worked at the airport, and I used to take my first flights to Tennessee, and the plane was so little, and the mountain range would almost knock the planes out of the sky because of the winds.
Whoa!
And I was scared. I just started flying. I was so scared. And one time the plane fell so far, and I heard an old dude be like, "Ugh!" And I started laughing because the sound he made. And like, of course, everything flew up and stuff fell down, but my fear was so high that I got relaxed, and I just been able to just sleep on planes ever since.
Isn't that wild? You got it out of the way.
Yeah, just like when I was at my low and I was suicidal, my sense of humor like kicked in. And all those things just became funny.
What things?
Just thinking of like how I'm gonna kill myself and realizing I'm so poor I can't even do it in a good
It takes you on a weird ride.
Yeah, I want to do this. Oh, you need this. Oh, damn, I can't.
When you
afford
start comparing what you're gonna do and not saying you're gonna do things because you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like, it changes the perspective of that whole thing.
Yeah. It's something interesting as you go through the things, and it's like, this hurts. I cut myself when I was young with a butter knife.
With a butter knife.
Yeah.
Probably did hurt. That's
yeah,
awful.
It hurt. Yeah, it was a lot of this. But I was like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't hang myself because I'm black. That's off the table.
Lynch yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's like all these thoughts. But it's funny.
You're already eating hamburgers in the car. I think that's in the garage. That's probably the way to do it, right?
You know what a funny moment is? Because I had a low. I was sitting in my car, and I had a low, and I was I realized at that moment, it was during the pandemic, and I didn't have the 9/11 then, but I realized how privileged I was. I was sad, and I was sitting in the garage, and I was like, man, I got enough gas to kill myself if I wanted to, and that's a privilege. And I was like, man,
oh my God, you felt blessed to have the gas.
Oh, and I was like, man, people in Priuses. People in electric cars. These
Tesla
kids,
people can't commit
I was like,
suicide
they
in
don't
a
even know. They won't even know what this is like. I remember making a joke. I took it right to the stage. I was like, they won't even know what it's like to sit in their car and let it run. They don't have the luxury of doing this no more in the next few years. And I'm in a garage. I used to sleep in my car. You know how privileged it is to have a garage space? And I was like, man. And then I just opened the thing and left. You know what I mean?
I'm good now.
Yeah, I'm good.
I got revitalized.
It's important to me, because of those moments when I say that's where my sense of humor came from. It's just those insights.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool,
I think you're kind of cool.
Because some people push it down. They don't want to admit these things, but it's like,
what, weaknesses or things that maybe they grew from, or
they might consider certain thoughts not okay to have versus to work through some of these things.
Some people don't like to look at dark stuff.
like I shouldn't feel this way, or I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, I shouldn't see it or why, but I'm like, this is where it is. This is where the journey starts, when you build yourself out of here, when you come out of here. It's a very interesting place to come out of that. To have nothing and then build up from there, it's a very powerful thing. And some people don't want to go down all the way down.
They're not willing to?
They don't.
Maybe?
It's just,
They're afraid
it's just
to?
a tough thing, yeah. Even somebody was like, you moved to your LA, you slept in your car. Why would you do something like that? And then I'm like, oh, but it was people on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm 6 inches off the ground. At least I'm 6 inches off the ground.
You tell them Jay Leno did it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what people do. That's what people do. I seen a homeless kid the other day, and I was like, he gonna make it. That's what my thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What was he doing that you thought that you said he'll be all right?
Because he was young, he was out there, just asking, just walking the street and asking. But because I was in a low position, and where I am now, that's just me looking at the bright side.
We do a lot of that too, but don't you find that once you've built anything, that you find that you then want that for other people? Like, oh, you're working on something. Oh man, I want to help you because I want to watch you succeed.
I do, and that's what the special was basically about. Going back to where I'm from, and giving them a little bit of mentality that I had to take certain risks. But a lot of people are scared of just shrooms on this level.
They're afraid to go there.
Yeah, because imagine if your mind shifts. Imagine having a mind shift where you're not.
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't blame, I don't talk about the system as much anymore versus accepting this is how we are in America as a black person. And I'm saying it specifically because I wanted to free a certain mindset of people. I look at America as whoever we are is in the contract. It's in the paperwork. So I'm just going to go by that and try to survive here now. Racism is here. It's in the other countries I've been to. And a Haitian dude told me when he showed me his scars, this cat is tiptoeing. I've never seen a cat tiptoe before. like a grandmother coming out of the back. That was crazy. But this dude showed me his scars from the police, and he was like, "This happened to us too over here." This Haitian guy. He's like, "The only difference is y'all got a chance to make it."
Oh my God.
And seeing America from the outside and how this is a land of opportunity and stuff
World of
like
possibility.
that. One idea could change your family's life for generations. And going with that immigrant mentality kind of helped change everything. You know, believing in nature law over man law, because man law changes, but nature's law is no exceptions. You know.
Yeah, natural law.
So.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Natural law tends to trump man's law.
Oh, you see it.
Left and right. Anytime
it.
there's a natural disaster or
Yeah,
anything else.
all them yachts stacked on top of each other. In,
All
in
the
Miami
car
and
collections
stuff.
floating down the street.
And it's like, wow, I'm tripping. Let me back it up a little bit. So, I know we went longer than we should, but
I don't care about that.
yeah.
Here, Mike in Canada he actually, in addition to being the host of the Letterman podcast, he actually also hosts a mental wellness podcast and called HeCast. And do you have anything for Byron other than complimenting him some more?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a rabbit hole that we could go down very, very far. I just want to say thank you for being an advocate for it. My wife's building a men's mental wellness app called He Changed It, because the statistics, when you start going down the rabbit hole of the statistics of not just suicides, but like violence and also health problems for guys who just don't talk about their mental health or much less do anything about it, even recognize it. I just want to say thank you so much for doing what you're doing. It's amazing. And by the way, I would also prostrate myself for hamburgers, so I understand what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, it's yeah. That's all I can say. Congratulations, and yeah, man, it's such a complicated thing with mental health. I don't know if I'm an advocate for it. I just speak on certain things. I want to talk about it before I'm clearly, like, if I'm ever clearly out of the shadows. That's why the title of the special is Spiritual Nigga and not Spiritual. Because I think a lot of times the conversation comes from people who, quote unquote, think they're all the way on the other side versus somebody who's in it. This is a spectrum thing. And I could be, on either day, I could be the spiritual person or I could be the nigga person. I didn't want to be in a position where if I slap somebody, they'd be like, oh, I thought you were spiritual. And it's like, no, I'm still, I'm still dealing with these different things. All the triggers are not gone. And do I want to, seek therapy and stuff like that? And a part of me is like, yeah, but a bigger part of me is like, nah, if I walk in the room, only one of us leaving. And I could accept that now.
It's always a journey.
Yeah. So, and been fortunate to deal with so many different places and talk to people, like soldiers and different people who are quote unquote, so to speak, normal, who goes through their version of that because of the environments they've been in and everything. So I just speak on it. I just report it without being on either side. I can't tell you what's right or wrong, but it's just where we at right now.
I don't think the right or wrong matters, in the sense that we talked about vulnerability earlier. And it's funny how men actually can find easy roads to vulnerability when they're helping, when they're talking about their story, when they're seeing something that they know how to do. They're willing to go help. They're willing to go share. It's when we're in a point of weakness, many times, that vulnerability is really, really difficult to get to. And you're being vulnerable, just sharing the experiences that you've had. And I commend you for it. And it's awesome. And yeah, I hope our paths can cross again to hear about it.
I think we're vulnerable, like, when we want to get laid. And as soon as we bust, we at a moment of weakness. Soon as that lady see your face, what your face look like, the real you, in them last 3 pumps, you feel weak. and then you're fully exposed by that moment. And you're right. As soon as we show, sometimes ego-wise, what we consider weak that's when I could say it becomes a problem sometimes, even with myself. To say like words like cute and stuff sometimes is like, oof, So.
Dave Reynolds says, I'm glad Byron worked through his dark period. Most of us don't really appreciate what we have. Good going, Byron.
Thank you.
By the way,
I don't know if I'm fully out the dark period.
So Tesla owners would have to electrocute themselves. That's a good point. Tesla owners would have to electrocute themselves. They've got a whole other alternative.
That is such a fast way of doing it. Don't they got that? What's the mode? The self-driving mode?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, they got like.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just put your put your life in the hands of the self-driving mode.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, go full self-driving mode and go in a tunnel, and the rest will happen.
Put self-driving mode and then go hit the crest.
Oh man.
I wonder what would happen. I mean, would it be able to do it or no?
But don't try that.
No, don't do that.
This is just for entertainment purposes.
I think they turned it off anyway, didn't they? Didn't they like give it to people and then they pulled it back? I don't think it's full.
Yeah, but it's one person with his hand on the thing like this.
He goes, I like it. Let's
show up at work like, who y'all laid off? AI about to take my job? Y'all about to replace me? F you, chat, GBT, whatever. Boop. And then, yeah. So, who knows? How do y'all feel about that, by the way?
Feel about what?
The AI about to take over everything at such a fast rate.
They're going to turn the internet off. They're going to have to turn the internet off at some point, and then it's the end of civilization because everything's making money on the internet now. I don't know. That or it goes back to full-blown censorship, and we're back to like when our parents were kids. And then all of a sudden, like, everything will be regulated, and you need a license to do this job and stuff like that. An FCC license, stuff like that.
I feel that. I told my girl it's a pendulum. So she's saying what all the kids, she telling me what the kids doing now, but I'm like, it's going to be a generation that revert back. Everybody's twerking online now.
Twerking.
Shaking their ass and wearing skimpy clothes. And it's like, well, especially on my search page. I don't know how that,
Right, but on your internet, everybody's twerking.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Even when they reading, they just shaking their ass. But I think because of that, it makes everybody that's not doing it stand out and more wholesome. And I think like you said, I think everything revert back to our parents' generation.
Like even the grandparents kind of thing. Like wholesome values.
Reserve and getting back to treating people a certain way.
I think so too. I think we'll be dressing up again. I think it'll be that whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it'll be like Mad Men dressing up, but I think there will be a formality to life. And I don't know that that's the worst thing. We've gotten very comfortable. And if you listen to Chris Rock, comfort is poison.
I agree. But comfort plus.
All right,
Delta
let's see.
is a very beautiful thing. Shout out to Delta Airlines.
Delta Airlines, hilarious. Mike, I forgot to ask you, did you watch the Spiritual N-Word special on Hulu? Did you get a chance yet?
We don't have Hulu up here in Canada.
Oh,
so
man.
I've got to find another way.
It might be on Disney, and it might just be under my name because it's in Ireland and it's in Israel.
Disney?
Yeah, Disney bought. That's why. That's where the issue came.
A lot of Hulu stuff is on.
Yeah, they put a nigga on Disney.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shout out to Disney. But yeah, it's on Disney Plus. It's in Australia. It's in New Zealand, and I just saw the Hebrew subtitles, and I was asking people. I'm like, did they say with the hard R?
Because that bit is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow any of the stuff that's in this special by talking about it.
But I'm saying when I casually say the N-word, I was like, is it a hard R or is it with the A? And they was like, oh, they just replaced it with brother. And I was like,
oh, no. Because I say brother a lot, so I should probably stop that if it's going to be, I don't know.
This brother over here said.
Oh, they dubbed it.
Yeah, they dubbed it for Hebrew, for the subtitles.
There's no. I would imagine those people would have a word for that word.
I thought it was like Schwarzer or something like that.
Excuse me? What was it?
Or they can just say Arabs. That's what they normally when they over there. The Arabs did it.
I haven't heard that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Arab. Yeah, you don't call them Arabs.
You don't get
anymore.
calls about that.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, it was Back to the Future. They were always the Libyan terrorists and all.
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff.
It's funny when you watch those movies now and you see it as an adult and you understand propaganda.
Propaganda.
And you
I was
like,
going to use the same word.
you like, oh, all the video games.
All the video games.
All the video games and everybody you fight in Commando and stuff were who we
Contra.
were going to war
All of
against.
it.
Yeah, Contra, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Like, that's who we was going to war with at the time. But have you ever seen a video game on their side?
No.
No.
Some of it is us, and it looks so weird.
Well, of course. Wouldn't it be? I would imagine we're the enemy to a lot of
Yeah,
people.
and it's like they're shooting us, and it's like, ooh.
And he's like, have another hamburger,
It's like,
Joey.
American cheese ain't even real. Pop, pop, pop.
Isn't American cheese just government cheese? Isn't American cheese just what used to be government cheese? And now they just sell it to everybody?
I don't know.
I think so.
But the lady who...
Up
I
here
think
in Canada,
American
American cheese are singles.
Oh, what?
Up here in Canada, American cheese is referred to as like craft singles. That's American cheese.
Yeah, and that's what it is here too. But
Yeah.
I'm saying origin-wise, I'm pretty sure it was all just the government cheese log that you used to slice off.
That was some good thick cheese. But when I'm in other countries, I can't find it's hard to find American cheese.
Right. That's my point.
And then the lady...
They've got good cheese.
The lady who who I went to for this cleanse said American cheese is plastic. So she's like, don't eat American cheese no more.
I don't think it's plastic, but there's definitely. I mean, you can. Isn't it Velveeta is room temperature? You don't even need to refrigerate it. Like
Yes.
Velveeta is
Well, that's
all
a
chemical.
different-
That's
that's a
all.
different
I think
thing.
that one is all oil and chemical.
You could slap somebody with that and it'll be embarrassing. And it'll like move like this when they done slapping them. Did I tell you to clean out the fridge?
I love you, Byron Bowers. Yes, we did go long, but it is what it is. I don't care about that. We're gonna get an air fryer thanks to you. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Kayla, the car girl, going through some stuff. There's a GoFundMe. I posted it today. Please, if you have some time, send her a message or contribute to the GoFundMe. She's going through an awful lot. She just lost her dog, and she's going through cancer right now too, and that she's been dealing with it privately and behind closed doors. And we sort of all found out about it today. So we just want to share the love and let Kayla know that you are indeed loved. Byron Bowers, fucking love you, man. You know what? Let's do a quick East Coast feed before we leave because we've been on the air that long.
Okay.
It'll be the last thing we do. It's car related. This is what Danbury Chive was dealing with at Ridgefield BMW today. Roll it, Hal.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, East Coast feed coming to you live from the shop. Another fun day at BMW. Jeremy, we have a car here with a check engine light on. Could you enlighten us as to what we found today?
A lot of damn dog food.
A lot of damn dog food. And that was probably from their garage and then the mice just...
Somewhere. Maybe even in the car.
Oh, could be in the car. You never know. We're going to find out. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's get a little bit closer. Let's see. Can you zoom in on this right here? There we go here. Oh, that's a lot of dog food right there. That's the top of the engine. That's your spark
Good
plug.
stuff. Delicious.
Oh, looks like the car just shut off. Well, that's a fucking problem. Good thing it doesn't get covered by warranty. And love you guys. Say goodbye, Jeremy.
See ya.
No, you're supposed to say goodbye, Jeremy. That's the fun part.
Oh, yeah.
How does that happen?
Oh, man. He said he thought it might be like critters. It's wintertime there, so the critters, they go
Oh,
They go
wow.
get the dog food from the bag in the garage, and then squirrels will go put it up in the car like they're putting nuts away. He has the craziest deals over there. Anyway, that's what's going on. Thank you, Byron Bowers. Follow Byron Bowers on Instagram, obviously, at Byron Bowers.
At ByronBowers.com and also at Rolling Coffee Bean.
Rolling Coffee Bean is the Porsche page.
Yeah.
What are you're performing again? Like you were not going up for a little bit,
Yeah.
taking a break.
Just
You're up
started
again.
back performing, and yeah, it's tough to get the legs back, but it's fun. But yeah, that's just where I'm at now.
Good.
I wanted to wait longer, but I guess it's time because they started calling me like, "I know you're in town. Come do a set."
It's time.
So I was like, okay, So I like tinkering. I was tinkering with the cars too long.
Yeah, go tinker with your comedy for a bit.
Yeah, I got to get back to it. To get my creative juices going again.
And some of your acting stuff has been coming out and getting incredible accolades too. I can't remember what or where, but it seems like you're in a bunch of stuff. HBO Max, I feel.
HBO, I got 10-Year-Old Tom. I got Kimmy. I have maybe No Sudden Moves, which is Soderbergh. I think it's also could be HBO. I got Irma Vip, which was a HBO that I shot in Paris.
These are features, right?
No, those are TV shows.
TV shows,
Honey
okay.
Boy is a feature. on Amazon, and Concrete Cowboys is a feature on Netflix, and then the special is on Hulu, Disney, FX, and Showtime. The Shy. I'm like, if you name a
This is good.
yeah, OTT, I'm on it. The
LA
show-
Times listed you as one of the hottest people to watch.
Oh yeah, LA Times. The show I just did will be on Apple.
Gee whiz.
When that
Do you
comes
have a
out.
publicist, or are you and your girl are just being very strategic about getting out in all the right places?
Well, I think it's
Branching.
Yeah, it's me and my girl. I just picked up a publicist, but
Picked
you
up
know,
a publicist. See?
yeah, I just
Yeah, I
picked
know.
up a publicist for comedy, but
Who?
Who is it? Can you say? Or no?
Pam Loshak, a lady from New York. So, but for now, it's like a small operation. Me, my girl, and Carmen Cuba, who's a casting director, who's been very instrumental.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're killing it, dude.
Yep.
I hope you feel that
Now
way.
that's somebody I just met at a party. I didn't even know that she was a casting director. I'm just talking normal. and
Magnet.
stuff. Yeah.
It's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Also, when you don't have a TV for 10 years,
It's very easy to play cool.
You don't know nothing,
Yeah.
so you go fishing on the weekend. You just talk about other stuff.
We had Rainn Wilson here. I've never seen The Office. It was a perfect episode.
yeah.
Yeah, because I could talk to him. I've never seen the show. All right, follow Byron Bowers, all the places. We are back on Thursday, not with Derek Whitaker. Derek Whitaker was supposed to be here for the anniversary show, but he's got other stuff to do this week. He'll be back probably next week. But anyway, we'll be here. We'll figure it out. I love you. We love you, Byron Bowers.
Thank y'all, and hopefully I can see y'all this week. Oh, you did sign out already? Okay.
Up there in Canada, we love you. No, I love you, Byron Bowers. We're still listening. What's up?
Canada,
I'm just saying, I love everybody. You say whatever you
Alberta.
want.
Yeah. Sing the outro song.
All right, we love everybody. Please love one another, and we'll see you out there. Here's Byron's song.
Porsche life.